ever wish you could just chat with anyone around the world, no matter what language they speak?
Yeah.
I know I do.
For sure.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into an app that's aiming to make that dream a reality.
Interesting.
It's called Mela.
Hashtag.
Mela, hashtag.
Yeah, and we've got official descriptions
Okay.
and tons of user reviews to look at.
Sounds good.
So consider this your shortcut
All right.
to figuring out if this app is the real deal.
And it's not just about the tech itself.
Oh.
What's interesting here is the story
Okay.
behind Mela hashtag.
Right.
It's actually a passion project dreamt up by a developer
Okay.
who was frustrated with the other translation apps out there.
Okay, that's got me intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more
Sure.
about this developer and their mission.
The developer is Regis Duflo-Averdy,
Okay.
and he was a frequent traveler
All right.
who found existing translation apps clunky
Yeah.
and just not intuitive,
I hear that.
especially on the go.
For sure. So he took matters into his own hands
Wow.
and decided to build his own app.
Talk about a DIY approach to a problem.
That's right.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So what's the result of all that effort?
Well,
What exactly can Mela hashtag do?
Mela hashtag is this lightweight, multi-platform translator
Okay.
that you can use on your phone, tablet,
Okay.
or even your computer.
Wow.
It does text translation,
Right.
voice translation, and even supports those back and forth conversations
Oh, wow.
we all struggle with when traveling.
For sure. And
Yeah.
it covers over 100 languages.
Yep.
Seriously.
Over 100 languages.
Wow.
That kind of scope is pretty remarkable,
Yeah.
especially for an app developed by one person.
Right.
It really shows his dedication to solving this universal problem.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Of language barriers.
It's a big one.
It definitely sounds ambitious.
It is.
But with so many translation apps already out there,
Right.
what makes Mela hashtag different? Does it really stand out from the crowd?
One thing that really sets it apart
Yeah.
is the emphasis on simplicity
Okay.
and a user-friendly design.
I like that.
Yeah, some of those translation apps can feel like
Yeah.
you need a degree in engineering just to figure them out.
Oh, I've totally been there.
Yeah.
Struggling with an app when you just need to ask for directions
Right.
is not a good look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where Mela hashtag shines.
Okay.
It's designed to be intuitive and accessible for everyone,
Nice.
regardless of their tech skills.
I like it.
And it's available on pretty much every platform.
Okay.
Android, iOS,
Uh-huh.
macOS, you name it.
Wait, did you say it's also available on Windows?
That's right.
I rarely see translation apps available on desktop.
Yeah, so this means you can seamlessly switch between using it on your phone
Okay.
while you're out and about
Yeah.
and on your computer when you're back at your hotel
Right.
or home.
Yeah.
It's all about convenience.
Okay, so we've got ease of use, wide platform availability.
Uh-huh.
Anything else that makes this app special,
Well,
particularly compared to the big names like Google Translate?
here's the interesting part.
Okay.
Mela hashtag is completely freemium.
Really?
No ads.
Wow.
No hidden in-app purchases.
Wow.
Nothing like that.
You'd think for something this robust,
Right.
they'd be trying to monetize it more aggressively.
Yeah.
That's almost unheard of these days.
It is, and that ties back to the developer story.
Oh, right.
Remember, this started as a passion project.
Yeah.
He was frustrated with the existing options
Yeah.
and wanted to create something better for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
not just for profit.
Okay. That definitely adds another layer to this whole thing.
Right.
It's not just an app, it's a statement.
Absolutely.
But let's face it,
Yeah.
a beautiful interface only gets you so far.
True.
What's going on under the hood
Well-
to make all this magic happen?
Get ready to geek out a little
Okay.
because things get pretty fascinating on the technical side. Melo hashtag uses a blend of different programming languages.
Oh, okay.
Qt6, QML, JavaScript, and C++.
Wow, why so many?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make things more complicated?
Well, think of it like building a house.
Okay.
You wouldn't use a hammer for everything, right?
Right.
You need different tools for different jobs.
Makes sense.
That's exactly what's happening here.
Okay.
Each language has its own strength,
Mm-hmm.
and the developer has cleverly used them
Okay.
to create a super efficient and high-performing app.
Okay. So break it down for me.
Huh.
Which language is doing what?
So Qt6 is the foundation.
Okay.
It's a framework that allows the app to work seamlessly
Yeah.
on all those different platforms we talked about.
Right.
Think of it like the building structure
Okay.
that ensures everything is stable and compatible.
So Qt6 is the backbone,
That's right.
ensuring everything runs smoothly across different devices.
Yep.
What about the other languages?
Then you've got QML,
Okay.
which is used for building the user interface.
Yeah.
All the buttons, menus,
Yep.
and visual elements that make the app easy to use.
Right.
QML is known for its flexibility and ability to create smooth and visually appealing interfaces.
So that's what gives the app that sleek and modern look?
Exactly.
It's all starting to make sense.
Good.
And then there's JavaScript,
Yes.
which is often used for those quick operations,
Right.
testing, and making sure everything is working as it should.
Like the electrician, making sure all the wiring is connected properly.
JavaScript, the quality control expert.
Exactly.
What about the last one, C++?
C++ is where the real heavy lifting happens.
Okay.
It's known for its power and efficiency, and it's used for handling the complex calculations and processing needed for things like voice recognition and translation.
Right.
It's like the engine of the car,
Okay.
providing the power needed to make everything run smoothly.
So C++ is the muscle behind the scenes.
Yes.
Crunching all the data.
And making sure the translations are accurate and fast.
That's right.
It's amazing how each language plays a specific role in making the app work so well.
It really is.
This is already way more interesting than I thought it would be.
Glad to hear it.
I'm actually starting to understand why this app is so special.
It is pretty special.
But we're just getting started right.
We are.
We haven't even touched on how Mela manages to be so lightweight and efficient,
Right.
especially when it comes to audio processing.
That's a big one.
And trust me, that's where things get really clever.
It does get interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Great.
All right, so before we were getting into how Mela handles audio,
Right.
and you hinted that it's pretty ingenious.
It is.
Spill the beans. What makes it so special?
Well, remember how we talked about the app being lightweight?
Yeah.
It's not just about the sleek design.
Okay.
A lot of that has to do with how it manages audio compression.
Right.
Especially when you're using voice translation. Right, because sending audio back and forth can eat up a lot of data.
It can.
Especially if you're relying on mobile data while traveling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where the developer's choice of tools really shines.
Okay.
Mela uses an open source library called Opus for audio compression.
I'm going to need you to break that down for me.
Sure.
What's so special about Opus?
Think of it like packing a suitcase.
Okay.
You want to fit as much as possible without making it too bulky, right?
Yeah.
Opus is like a super efficient packing method for audio data.
Okay.
It shrinks the file size significantly.
Wow.
Without sacrificing the quality of the sound.
So it's like zipping a file.
Kind of.
But for audio.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty handy.
It is.
Especially if you're in a place with a spotty internet connection.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Especially for travelers.
Right.
It means you can use voice translation.
Yeah.
Even on a slow connection.
Oh.
Without having to wait forever for the audio to process.
Yeah. That's a huge plus.
It is.
It's all about making the app work smoothly in real-world situations.
Yeah.
Not just in ideal conditions.
For sure. And that user-focused approach
Yeah.
is evident in another aspect of Mela audio handling.
Okay.
The options it gives you for speech to text.
Oh, you mean like turning your spoken words into written text?
Exactly.
Yeah, I've used those features before, and they can be a bit hit or miss.
That's because there are different ways to do it.
Okay.
Each with its own pros and cons.
Right.
Mela actually gives you two choices.
Oh, okay.
You can use the on-device engine,
Okay.
which is super fast
All right.
and gives you real-time transcription.
So if you need a quick translation in the middle of a conversation?
Yes.
That's the way to go.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's perfect for those quick exchanges where speed is key.
Makes sense.
But there's a trade-off.
Oh, okay.
On-device processing can sometimes be a bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
Especially in noisy environments.
That makes sense. If the app is trying to process everything directly on your phone,
Right.
background noise could definitely mess things up.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it often lacks punctuation,
Right.
which can make the translated text a bit harder to read.
Yeah, I can see that.
But don't worry.
Okay.
Mela has you covered.
All right.
If you need that extra precision.
Oh, there's another option.
You got it.
Okay.
You can opt for the cloud-based option using Azure Speech AI.
Azure.
Yeah.
Isn't that Microsoft's cloud platform?
That's right.
Okay.
Azure is known for its powerful AI capabilities.
Okay.
And in this case, it's used to handle the speech-to-text conversion.
Yeah.
The upside is that it's way more accurate.
Okay.
Includes proper punctuation.
Nice.
And even avoids those device-specific profanity filters.
Wait, so my phone might censor me,
It might.
but the cloud won't.
Not necessarily.
That's kind of funny.
It highlights the differences
Yeah.
in how those filters are applied.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it gives you the choice.
Right.
Do you prioritize speed or accuracy?
Yeah.
It's all about what works best for you in that moment.
Yeah. I love that the app gives you that flexibility.
Me too.
It's like having different tools in your translation toolbox.
Exactly.
But hold on, you mentioned Azure is used for a few things.
Yes.
Not just speech to text.
You got it.
Okay.
Azure isn't just for tuning your speech into text.
Okay.
It's also used for the actual translation itself.
Oh, wow.
And for the text-to-speech functionality.
Okay.
Which is how the app speaks the translated words out loud.
Wow. So Azure is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here.
It is.
What made the developer choose Azure over something like Google Translate?
Yeah.
Which I know is pretty popular.
That's a great question, and it really speaks to the developer's commitment to quality.
Okay.
While Google Translate is known for its speed,
Right.
the developer felt that Azure provided better quality translations and more natural-sounding text-to-speech.
So it's a conscious decision to prioritize quality over speed.
Yes.
I'm sensing a theme here.
There is one.
And it pays off.
It does.
Users consistently rave about how accurate the translations are.
They do?
And how natural the text-to-speech voices sound.
Pretty impressive.
Speaking of voices, I've got to ask,
Yeah.
how many voices are we talking about here?
Okay.
Because some apps only have a handful.
Right.
And they can sound pretty robotic.
Yeah. Get ready to be impressed. Mela hashtag offers over 460 neural voices.
460?
Yep.
That's insane.
It's a lot.
It's like having a whole cast of voice actors in your pocket.
It really is.
That's amazing.
And it might sound like a small detail.
Yeah.
But it makes a huge difference.
I bet.
In how natural and engaging the translated speech sounds.
It makes you feel like you're actually communicating with a person.
Right.
Not a machine.
Exactly.
That's got to be a big part of making the app feel truly user-friendly.
It's essential.
And all of this from the choice of programming languages to the use of Azure and the vast library of voices circles back to something we touched on earlier.
Right.
The developer's commitment to real-world testing.
That's right.
You mean he didn't just lock himself in a room and code this all by himself?
He involved family and friends
Oh, wow.
throughout the development process.
Okay.
Constantly gathering feedback and making tweaks based on how people were actually using the app.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
It's like having a built-in focus group.
It is.
To ensure the app is meeting real needs.
It's a key part of what's called iterative development.
Okay.
You build something,
Yeah.
test it,
Mm-hmm.
get feedback,
Right.
and then make improvements based on that feedback.
Makes sense.
It's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
And it's especially important for a tool like this
Right.
that's meant to be used by a diverse range of people
Yeah.
in a variety of situations.
So it's not just about launching the app and calling it a day.
No.
It's about constantly listening to users. Yeah.
And evolving the app based on their needs.
Exactly. And that's a big part of what makes Mela so compelling.
Yeah.
It's not just a static piece of software.
Right.
It's a constantly evolving tool that's being shaped by the people who use it.
Okay, this is all super fascinating.
Good.
But I'm dying to know what people are actually saying about Mela.
Of course.
Are they as impressed with it as we are?
Well, let's just say the reviews are overwhelmingly positive.
Okay.
People love how easy it is to use.
Yeah,
They rave about the accuracy of the translations.
that's great.
And they're blown away by how natural the voices sound.
It's really cool.
But don't take our word for it.
Okay.
Let's dive into some of those user reviews
All right.
and see what real people are saying.
All right. We're back and ready to hear what users had to say about Mela.
Exactly.
We've talked about the developer's passion,
Right.
the tech behind it all.
Mm-hmm.
But does it actually live up to the hype in real life?
Let's dive into those reviews.
Okay. I think you'll be impressed with what people are saying.
Okay. Hit me with some highlights.
Right.
What are people loving about Melafox? Hashtag.
Well, across the board, people are praising how easy it is to use.
Okay.
They're saying things like, it's so intuitive, even my tech-challenged parents can use it.
Wow.
And I was able to navigate a foreign city without any stress thanks to this app.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's one thing for an app to have cool features,
Right.
but it's got to be easy to use, especially in those high-pressure travel situations.
Absolutely. And remember how we talked about the developer prioritizing quality over speed?
Yeah.
That decision really seems to be resonating with users.
What are they saying about the translations themselves?
People are consistently commenting on the accuracy and natural flow of the translations.
That's great.
One reviewer even said,
Okay.
I've tried a bunch of other apps, and Mela hashtag's translations feel the most human.
Wow.
It's like I have a real person whispering in my ear.
Wow, that's high praise. It sounds like Mela hashtag is really nailing that balance between being technically accurate and also conveying the nuances of human language.
It's a tough balance to strike.
For sure.
But they seem to have done it.
And the text-to-speech voices are getting a lot of love, too.
They are.
What are people saying about them?
People are saying things like, the voices are so clear and expressive.
Okay.
They don't sound robotic at all.
Awesome.
And I actually enjoy listening to the app speak.
Okay.
It's like having a personal language tutor.
That's a far cry from the monotone robotic voices you sometimes get with other apps.
It is.
Remember that old school GPS voice that used to mispronounce half the street names?
Oh, yeah.
Mela hashtag has clearly made a conscious effort to make the listening experience as pleasant and natural as possible.
Absolutely. But I'm sure not every review is sunshine and rainbows, right?
Right.
What are some of the critiques people have?
Yeah, what are the downsides?
Well, there are a few recurring ones, mostly related to the on-device speech recognition. Some users have mentioned that it can be a bit finicky in noisy environments.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's tough for any speech-to-text engine to filter out all that background noise.
It is a challenge.
But most people agree that the cloud-based option, while a bit slower, is significantly more accurate.
For sure.
And hey, you can always type in the text if you need to.
Absolutely. It's all about having options.
It's great that the app provides options, so you can choose what works best depending on the situation.
That's the beauty of it.
Overall, though, the negative reviews are few and far between.
Yes, very few.
People are genuinely impressed with Mela hashtag.
They are.
Especially considering it's a free app developed by one person.
I know. It's pretty remarkable.
It really is a testament to what can be accomplished with passion, ingenuity, and a user-centric approach.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered the app's origins.
Yes.
Its technical underpinnings, how it works in practice.
Right. And even what users are saying about it.
We've done a pretty thorough deep dive.
But here's the big question.
Okay.
What does this all mean?
That is the question.
Why should you care about Mela and hashtag?
Well, I think Mela hashtag is more than just a cool translation app.
Okay.
It represents a larger shift
Okay.
in how we think about communication and connection in an increasingly globalized world.
Okay, I'm listening. Expand on that a bit.
Think about it.
Okay.
We live in a world where borders are becoming less relevant.
Yeah.
Where business travel and cultural exchange are happening on a global scale.
Right.
But language differences can still be a huge barrier.
It's like that saying, the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page.
I like that.
But what if you could suddenly understand every language in that book?
Exactly. Mela hashtag and tools like it have the potential to break down those language barriers and open up a whole new world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to effortlessly communicate with anyone.
Regardless of their native tongue.
It sounds almost utopian, doesn't it?
It does.
But is it really achievable?
Well, look how far translation technology has come in just the past few years.
That's true.
We've gone from clunky dictionaries to pocket-sized supercomputers that can translate speech in real time.
And with AI and machine learning advancing at such a rapid pace, who knows what the future holds?
It's really exciting to think about.
Maybe someday language barriers will be a thing of the past.
It's a possibility.
It's a mind-blowing concept to consider.
It is.
And while we're not quite there yet,
right,
Mela hashtag is a glimpse into what that future might look like.
I think so.
It's a reminder that technology can be a powerful tool for bringing people together and fostering greater understanding across cultures.
Couldn't agree more.
And it raises some interesting questions.
It does.
What happens when language is no longer a barrier?
Yeah.
How will that change how we travel?
Right.
How we do business? How we connect with people from all over the world?
Big questions.
Those are definitely some things to ponder.
Definitely.
It's almost like a philosophical question now.
It is a deep one.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into hashtag, I'm curious, what's your final takeaway?
My final takeaway is that Mela hashtag is more than just a handy tool for travelers.
Okay.
It's a symbol of the incredible things that can happen when we combine passion, technology, and a genuine desire to make the world a more connected place.
I like that.
It's a reminder that communication is at the heart of human connection.
Right.
And that breaking down language barriers is essential to building a more understanding and inclusive world.
Beautifully said. And on that inspiring note, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.
Remember, you can find links to all the sources we used in the show notes.
Definitely check those out.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the fascinating world around us.
I'll be here.